Hey everyone, welcome to my presentation on role of a manager in geographically distributed team. This topic is extremely relevant at this time in the context of the pandemic in 2020 because all of us that gets a chance to work now is working virtually, most of us. And the role of a manager is becoming increasingly important to coordinate a geographically distributed team or a virtual team. The target audience of this presentation uh, is including the graduate students, the teachers, and also the prospective employees, employers uh, who are planning to learn some in-depth knowledge about the virtual team management. In fact, in the University of Kansas, during the project management curriculum in Master of Engineering, we went through a lot of current event presentation focusing on some interesting recently published topics in reputed journals. So this is one of them. So let's go through this presentation, and let me see if I can um, take you to a tour of virtual team management perspectives, some innovative concepts.
Come to the definition of a geographically distributed team or GDT. A geographically distributed team is a project team where the members are distributed across the globe. So this is simultaneously a global team and a virtual team. An example is shown on the right hand side picture. You can see a globally distributed project with members from different countries in the world: United States, Brazil, India, Philippines, China, and so on. They are separated by distance, separated by time zones. So they are basically representing a multicultural team. Different people represent different cultures and ethnicity. And secondly, there is no face to face interaction among these people, yet they are working towards a project, towards a given set of goals, towards success of the project. It's very interesting. Now they interact with among themselves both synchronously and asynchronously by technology platforms. For example, a team in United States and a team in India may communicate with each other via Skype, or maybe they are communicating via WebEx. So there are different advantages and challenges for such a team. The advantages are, first of all, there is an unlimited access to the talent for the project team. They don't have to be localized in a given area. They have huge comprehensive coverage, basically round the clock coverage because time zones are different. They have reduced costs. They don't have to uh, pay for travel for each team member to attend certain meetings. That is good for the company, good for the project team, good for the associates themselves. Also, there is a greater knowledge base spanned around the world. The collaboration and communication, the trust issues, and managing project management dynamics, these are the three challenging factors for managing a virtually distributed team. So, with all this, let's go to the managerial challenges first. The main managerial challenges are twofold: interpersonal and programmatic. The interpersonal challenge means how two different members of the team or multiple different members of the team interact among themselves because they don't see each other. They are separated geographically, they are separated by the time zones, and so on. There are a lot of differences. And programmatic challenges are the dynamics of the project management, how the project is being managed. How do the project manager coordinates for different activities in the project? How does he or she prioritize the activities in the project? Also, how does a project manager makes the decision? What is the percentage of centralization? What is the percentage of decentralization in taking the decision? And the list goes on. So the main managerial challenges are due to mainly three factors. These are the survey results. First of all, less overlapping time. Secondly, no social or cultural ties among the participants of the project. Thirdly, language, which is a huge barrier. Not only the language, I mean, we can speak English all over the world, but the traits of that English, that is highly influenced by our individual culture. If I do a if I remain silent, let us say, during a conversation, in one part of the world that may means agreement, another part that may mean disagreement. If I say yes, that means yes, what is the fact, or yes, I agree with you. So there are different traits in the language, and that is particularly important if you cannot see the other person. So uh, we can frame our presentation objective to what are the roles and behaviors that are effective to build an effective globally distributed team. So we start with Mintzberg's managerial roles. It's a very classic set of roles for a project manager. There are three different sectors: interpersonal, information processing, and decision making. The question is not about the roles. The question is whether these roles are necessary and sufficient for virtual project management. Do we need to add something to it? Do we need to subtract something to it? What are the roles among themselves among these are essential for a virtual project manager? So this slide we concentrate on effective managerial roles for managing a globally distributed team. There are four items in that list. First of all, innovation and negotiation. Secondly, the authors found the sensitivity, caring, appreciative, and interested to know the team members with different cultures. Thirdly, task orientation and relationship orientation in their management styles, and also the inspirational attributes. So, combining these four, if we do further analysis, we found that a project manager must have some cognitive attributes, like he or she must be able to think, judge, and synthesize information to inspire the others. Number two is their social capabilities. Number three, the behavioral attributes. So we found that a project manager, in order to be successful to manage a virtual team, has to have certain roles, certain attributes. Those are: they must be task focused, they must have cultural intelligence, they should have a global identity in themselves, they grow that within themselves, they should be open to the diversity, and they should implement a participative decision making process within the project environment. So there are three must have qualities for the project manager as a continuation from the previous slide, but spelled in different language. Those are, first of all, fostering the trust, the trustworthiness in the project environment. That can be achieved by promoting open communication and treating all the team members equally. Secondly, the project manager needs to be culturally sensitive. They need to promote respects for cultural diversity, they must be recognizing and appreciating the diversity. Thirdly, they should promote the inclusive communication approach within the project. So they can do it by four ways. Number one, they need to set the rules of communication. Number two, they should promote simple terminologies, nomenclatures, use some familiar concepts, very simple familiar concepts, and shared innovative goals they should implement. So frequent communications and common set of tools uh, needs to enlighten all inclusive communication attributes. We reach to our final slide, which describes the current event questions. Why is this issue significant? This issue is significant because virtual and global teams are becoming norms in today's management space. So we need to learn about the positive and negative facts related to the management of the global teams. Number two, how it is relevant to the project management and this course. The procedural and interpersonal managements are essential to manage the virtual team projects effectively. Managing a globally distributed team is beyond the scope of the triple constraints. We need to have something else. Number three is where can we find more information related to this issue? Mainly the paper that I put here, the reference I put here, and the references within that. Thank you so much.